Today we have another chef in our midst. Yesterday we had a chef, though she was located in Benin City, Nigeria. Now our chef of today is located in where? Lagos City. Oh my God, are you ready? So I'll just dive into our question and answer. But before then, I would love our guest to please introduce herself.
Hi everyone, I'm a chef, a foodpreneur, and a food innovator.
Nice meeting you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, what about your business? Tell us more about your business, your brand.
Okay, the general name for my brand is Chef Abigail's Kitchen. But Chef Abigail's Kitchen have a product. We have a product that we just launched last month, which is a battery made from cassava, processed cassava, which is gari. So Eba chips is born out of curiosity because gari, take gari and eba at the same time. So I was curious to ask, why can we not have eba as cheap? Like about a year ago, finally launched the product in February.
Okay, so
Thank you so much. I love the part where you said
finally launched it in February. So you have been thinking about it a long time ago, or?
Back then in 2024, when I was in culinary school, so my final year practical, about it was supposed to be was on the menu, but I failed it, and all my practical cancelled. I have to do another one. So that kind of challenge, like, why can't I not make something up? I was the one that wrote the menu was approved, and I'm like, why can't I not get this thing? Why can I not get it? So after my second practical, the practical was cancelled, the initial one was cancelled after all the money I've spent and all of that. So I started researching on how to make money from this product and how to make money from Everchin, because I failed at the first practical. So that was how the research started. I've been doing it for over a year. I was researching for over a year before I finally got what I wanted and went into branding and then launched it. Funny, after launching the product, I went back to school, give myself. I mean, the same people that did not accept me when I did years back, and they were proud of me. They were happy that I was able to do something on my failure.
Wow, that's something to learn. That's something to actually learn from. Despite the failures that you faced, you went back, you did it again, you bounced back and did it again. Thank you so much for sharing that part with us. So for as many people that are watching this video, we understand that you might have failed many times. Try again, go again. I think that's my anthem this past few days. I say it a lot. Do it again. Failure does not define who you are. So now the next question says, what inspired you to start your journey, your business journey?
What inspired me? I would say myself. Inspire yourself first with the help of God, because most times you don't need to have a clear vision to start. Once you know that you can do it, it's just better to start. What inspired me to start Chef Abigail's Kitchen as a brand on its own before we even started Eba Chips was that I know that I don't want to be everywhere as a chef. I want to niche down something. And that was when I started telling myself that I think I just need to, I mean, even before I started making money from Shabbat at all, I had done everything possible to make sure that the name stand. I've registered my business. I've not started making money as at then. I registered business, I think, 2019. But I was preparing for the future of Shabbat Kitchen, even though I was not so informed, but I knew what I wanted. I started little by little, and today Shabbat is and before we added the product to it.
Wow.
So I would say that you should be an inspiration. You can look up to people, but you should have the mind of your own. You should inspire yourself as well. That is very important from the mind.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. So if you had to describe your brand in 3 words, what would they be?
Sustainability.
Okay.
Achieve sustainable. Just people as a whole, we solve problem solve, because that's very important. And also selflessness. As a chef, you have to be selfless no matter what, because there are days that you don't want to do anything, but you have to show up for a client. You have to make sure that they are happy. So yeah, sustainability, selflessness, and
thank you so much. The next question says, how did your entrepreneurship journey begin? Like, how did everything all started from? Where did it start from? I know you said you registered it even when you were not sure of everything, but how did it start from? When did you know that I just want to be an entrepreneur?
that question is kind of tricky, but let me go this way. I started thinking of niching down, owning a business. I think back in 2020, during COVID actually. It was during COVID that I started Shabbat Kitchen. Because, during COVID, before I got called to work, so I was in my parents' house. I traveled back home. While I was at home, I started doing practical. I started practicing, doing a lot of baking and all of that. So when I got back, because even before the lockdown was coming up, I started selling in my environment. I started making donuts, kimchi, I delivered to people in our shop. That was how it basically started, and we started growing from there. So I started my entrepreneurship journey in 2020 during COVID.
Now, during COVID, when they told us not to come out, yet you started your business then. That's amazing.
Yeah, because a lot of people were like at home, kind of like stranded. Children were at home. Nobody's good, no school. So that time I was able to make it an opportunity to step out myself, and I was making sales. That was the good thing about it. In my environment, I was making sales. When I realized that we were getting more orders, I started supplying to shops. I started supplying donuts and changing to shops. People give me awards. Birthday parties and all of that. That was how it started.
What were some of the struggles you faced in the beginning?
I think the first thing I would say is very funny how life is, because most times when people see you, they think that you are perfect. But I'm here to say that I am not somebody's perfect. When I started traveling, I had fear, I had doubts, what if this thing I'm trying doesn't work? What if I did not get as much as I wanted? But again, While I was still doubting myself, I just kept pushing. So I had a lot of doubt and fear. But now, today, I've grown past it, and it just keeps getting better.
Thank you so much for your honesty. I'll move on to the next question. The next question says, was there ever a moment you wanted to give up? What kept you going? Was there a time when you just thought that, who sent me to start this business? Why did I even do it? You understand?
Yes. I mean, as an entrepreneur, I'm sure everybody has, except if you don't want to be themselves. Yes, there are moments that I want to, oh God, this is a lot. So let me take an example. When I newly launched chips, I started production myself. I work as a production. So at a point, the other coming, and I started getting overwhelmed. I was not sleeping well. I was not stressful. In fact, to the extent that I started showing on my face that I look stressed. Because you know, the new product I'm trying to push to the market, even after production, I have to make marketing like, oh dear. why what is going on with me? This is how it is. I mean, yes, there are moments like that. There are moments that I don't even sleep for 24 hours. And when you have time to sit down and just ask, am I sure I can this life? But I think that those are just normal things that come with sacrificing for your profession. It is my profession. I am glad I'm in this industry. I'm glad that I'm doing this what I'm doing. But again, we are human. There's tendency that on days that you feel overwhelmed, you sit back and ask yourself those questions. But we still keep moving because it can only get better.
I love your last sentence. It can only get better. Okay. Next one is, how has your faith shaped your business journey? I know you're a Christian, but how has knowing God helped your business, your journey so far?
My faith, that aspect, I don't know if I can say enough of how God has showed up for us, the brand, for the family hospital, because the intention actually is just to do the norm, basic things. But when I sit back to see into the brand, I'm just telling myself, this is not me, this is God. And there are times that I don't want to do something. These are things that it's supposed to, open doors for me. I'm just like, I feel like this is a lot. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But once I feel like God just pushes me to do it. And when I put my hand in it, doors start happening. So most times I can't explain how, and I can't talk more. I can't talk. I don't know how to say it that people understand that if you are an entrepreneur, in making decisions, because without him, really, a lot will go wrong. A whole lot will go wrong. I am not here today by myself. I'm here because God, this that I can do this thing, I can handle it, and He keeps pushing me. God is very important. You can't remove God from any aspect of your life, and if you try to work hard, God needs to be there because He's the one that knows how far you can go.
Yes, that's very, very true actually. I think sometimes starting a business you have the tendency to say, let me put let me pray about it, let me tell God about it. But the moment that business start making waves, the moment you start seeing more clients, you start reaching out to more people want to reach out to you and all, there is high tendency to forget that God brought you this far. But I love what you said. I love that you said that you are not here without him. You got here because he brought you this far, and he knows that you can handle this business, and that's why he gave you this business. Thank you so much for sharing that part. So I want us to go to the next one that says, was there a moment when you felt God clearly leading you into this path?
Yes, there was a moment like that for me. So I'm going to cite an example with this product that we just launched with Eba Chips. Funny how the day I launched Eba Chips, I wasn't thinking about it. Like, I was not even, I was supposed to launch in January. For one way or the other, whenever there's urge to, do product shoot and all of that, I just relax. I just tell myself, oh, let me give it time. So that particular day, I was supposed to deliver someone. I was already making few deliveries before, and then the spirit told me that you've been selling this thing behind the camera. Why can you not put it on me? So, in fact, the first picture of Eba Chips on social media till date was the picture of me holding the pot and snapping it under the sun. That was the first picture. And I took that picture, I posted on my status fair. Immediately I posted on my status. In less than 10 minutes, I got orders. I got up to 10 orders immediately. And I'm like, wow, so this is good, really, because what am I doing? Why have I not launched this product all this time? Everything was ready in January. So at that moment, I knew that this is not me. It is not by my power. This has to be God, because I just casually took that picture and posted it before I started posting it on all my socials. So that moment for me, in fact, I had to write it down. Whenever I sit down to think about how I launched the product, I'm just saying to myself, Abigail, this is because I can't. The me that I know, I want everything to be perfect. I want to do my product shoot. In fact, the main reason why I didn't launch in January, because I was waiting for a perfect time. I wanted to make product shoots. I wanted to make my t-shirt ready. And yeah, that moment was this is you. It was a good moment for me, and that is something that is a testimony for the brand.
I'm actually very happy that you are talking a lot about Eba Chips, because the fact that you just launched it is something that you really need to market. You really, really need to market. I have not tasted Eba Chips, but I love the packaging. I really love the packaging. That's a professional packaging. When I saw it on your status, I was like, hey, Chef Abigail is here again. Yeah, come again. No, that was what came to my mind. And then I remember there was a time where you said you were going to launch a product, but I was not expecting Eba Chips. It was strange, but I love that it's so unique. It is so unique. So a big shout out to you. I don't know, you should organize maybe a physical launch for your product. Hey. Think about it. So you can do maybe a food launch and a product launch. I don't know how it's been done there in Nigeria, but we can actually think about what we can do, just so you can have more audience know about Eba Chips. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So the next on my list now, we have, how do you balance business, faith, and personal life?
For now, okay, I think I'm at that point in the industry, in my profession, where I can proudly say that I am better. Sincerely speaking, I'm not going to come here and sugarcoat anything. Anyone in my industry, in the culinary world, knows that in your early stage of working in the industry, like in your early stage of being in the industry, you really need to do a lot of dedication. So in my early stage in the industry, there was a particular year that I didn't go to church. I didn't go to church for almost a year. And it's not because I don't want to. I mean, not because I'm just working to make money. I'm being sincere. So, I mean, I feel like that's what people don't know. That there's a lot of things going behind that even if you show up online and come to sugarcoat things for people, they won't know. So, in my early stage in this industry, I'm not joking. There was year. In fact, at the end of that year, I was telling myself, God, this cannot continue like this. I understand that was my building stage. I mean, there are days that I'm able to stream online, join online service, but it's not enough for me as a Christian. Somebody born and born in a Christian home. In fact, at the time, I used to have a lot of problem with my parents that, oh, it's a work. So, yes, that was then. And really, I'm not proud to say it, but now I feel like it's a testimony for me on my journey of. But right now, I've come to that stage where I can dictate what I want in the industry. If I said I'm not going to work for this month, I'm not going to work. Oh, I need time with God. I need my personal time. Yes, I have come to that stage now. So balancing my life, faith life, and personal life is really very important because now I have more time to myself. I mean, to do a lot of faith-based work, my work with God, my family. I'm still struggling to balance my personal life and work because we have a new project and that also requires my attention. But that is not taking me away from God again because I've been able to figure out that without God in this situation, I am nothing. I can't go. And I've been able to do the balance is there now.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ramide. Oh my God. For almost a year.
Thank you. Really, almost a year. It's not funny enough.
Was it like you were so occupied that there was no time for you to go to church?
Yes, like I go to church I go to work on Sunday.
Wow. So for somebody in your shoe now, like somebody out there that is in your shoe currently, I mean that would be that is in your shoe. As at then you didn't go to church, maybe the person also is doing business back to back, like they don't even have time for God, they don't even have personal relationship and all. What advice would you give to them? Because comparing your spiritual growth then and now, do you understand what I mean? Now at least you know that you have a relationship with God, you have had time for God, you now can say I don't want to go to work if I don't want to go to work. Do you understand? But then your spiritual life was not growing, meanwhile your other business and all was growing. So what do you have for someone out there that they know deep down that I've not been going to church, I've not studied my Bible, I've not prayed because I am just busy with business? What advice do you have?
I would say that if you're a newbie in the industry and you want to grow your work, you want to balance your life, personal life, and your spiritual life together, you should get a job. Maybe you get a job that you don't have to work on it. because the reason why I'm saying this is that if you, let's take for instance, I mean, some restaurants run you, but some you still have to be expect to be at work on a weekend. So just find a job that is not going to take you out on Sunday when you're supposed to go to church. So why mine was kind of difficult, it's not that difficult, but I mean, at the time, was because I am based in Lagos. I don't have my parents are not in Lagos. And at the time, I was too young. I mean, I was still quite young. I don't have people that I can stay with in Lagos, so I had to hustle. I literally have to hustle it out, build accommodation, all of these things. So, but if you know that you have help around you, you have people to stay with, don't go for a job that is going to take you, out on the weekend. Instead, go for the ones that will make you to help, to grow your spiritual life. Yes, that's what I would advise. If you have help around, and if you don't have help around as well, find a way around it. You can take jobs, maybe after service jobs that when you come back from church and all of that. But don't do the ones that are going to make people out on Sunday. God. And even at that time, whenever I'm working, in my mind, I'm like, God, I'm not supposed to be here. Even though sometimes I try to stream on time, but it's not. The difference is clear. So just find jobs that are not going to take you out.
Thank you so much, sis. Thank you, because we are in UK. I'm in UK now, and a lot of people are forsaking the gathering of veterans. You know the way it is here. We are very busy. People are busy. We are this, we are that. We want to work. Now I'm going to share my own personal story for you to laugh and maybe to learn also. There was one time I was working before I relocated to where I am now, and I told myself that no matter what happens, Sundays I must go to church. It's not about going to church, but then it's part of it actually. I'm just trying to make people understand. So that particular day, I told my manager that I want them to give me shifts on Sunday. Like I want to come to work on Sunday. They should let me, I'm available. Because then I was looking for money back to back. So she said no problem, and then she gave me shifts. And deep inside of me, I knew that I was not supposed to go. Because I was a worker in church. I was like, do you understand? I knew that I was supposed to go. That very day, very early, I think my shift was for 8 a.m. or so. So I got to the bus stop around 7 a.m. Very early. Everywhere was still dark. And then one drunkard, she's a young, I don't even know if she's a young lady, but she's a lady. Obviously she's drunk, like very drunk. She was holding 2 bottles of alcohol, big bottles. It's not small one though, it's not even one of those big bottles. And then she was coming towards me, but obviously I thought that we're going to stand together at the bus stop. Do you understand? And I was on call, only for her to want to eat the bottle of me. I'm like, I don't understand. Like I was very scared, so I ran back. That was on Sunday. That was the first day I said, let me just walk. Do you understand? So she wanted to eat the bottle of mine. Thank God I saw her and I was able to run back. Do you know the funniest thing? She was pursuing me with those 2 bottles. She was pursuing me, and then I was running around in the bus stop. It's actually a funny incident, but that day was not funny. I didn't know when I started speaking in tongues. I've not heard those tongues in my life before. I'm not joking. It was very funny because people around were looking at what am I saying? Even me, I don't understand what I was saying. Do you understand? Like I was like, Jesus help me. I was even on call. I was on call. But the person I was on call with didn't understand what was going on. He just saw that I was running. Just saw it was like, what's going on? I could not even talk. I think she pursued me for like 10 minutes. Honestly, thank God I could run. It's just thank God for God's mercy. And then a man, like a black man, maybe a Nigerian, obviously was a Nigerian, is a married man. And then he came and he was like, why is she pushing you? I said, I don't know why. Like the lady was like, I'm gonna hit her head. Obviously she's drunk, so she was just talking anyhow. I'm gonna touch her. I'm gonna do it. I don't know you. You don't know me. Why do you want to hit me? And then the Holy Spirit said, I told you not to go. Why did you go on Sunday? Why did you go to work on Sunday? That was very funny. Honestly, that was very funny. Thank God for this man. That man now started shouting at her and was like, I'm going to call the police if you don't stop chasing her. If you don't stop chasing her, I'm going to call the police. So she was getting scared at one point. And thankfully, our boss came. When the boss came, the man was trying to guide me and say I should quickly enter the bus. The lady wanted to enter again. The driver just jammed the door. I was like, God, you know for that. I don't know how I would have escaped. Honestly, and I still went to work. My God in heaven. I still went Oh my God. Honestly, I'm supposed to call them on that day and say, please, I'm not coming. Let me just go to church. But no, I still went to work. But the funniest thing is, when I got to work, the funniest thing is when I even got to work, I was just thinking, I was like, most times I would get lost in thoughts. I'm like, like before I would remember again, I'm back at work, I'm at work. Do you understand? It was very bad that day and it was traumatizing. I don't wish it for anybody, but what are we trying to say is that as much as we are doing all these things, we can get carried away, we can get distracted and all. Don't take your relationship with God for granted. Like, take it with all seriousness as much as you can. Listen to songs, listen to sermons, pray. There's something my mom used to tell us while we were growing up. She said, anywhere you remember to pray. Even if it is in the toilet, pray. Anywhere, just pray. And that thing, I do it a lot. As that today when I was at work, I was just telling God about so many things. I went to the toilet, I still prayed today. So it's not about praying. Like, all these things are needed. You have to do them. It's a necessity. It's necessary. Pray, study, seek counsel, and all these things. They are very important. So I've shared my story now. It's actually very funny remembering it now. God. So the next one, let's move on to the next one. What has been the most rewarding part of running your
The most rewarding part is it comes with this kind of there's joy. And the good thing is that people get to see you. I feel like the most rewarding part for me now is that people get to see that I'm doing something. I am showing up. Results are coming. Last year when Shabbat just teaching won that competition, I told myself that this is one part of reward. I mean, there is more to come, but this is the first of its kind, and that was the first time ever I would put in for the competition and all of that. So it makes you this joy that comes with running your business, running it well, and showing up. So then it's a process. People can go back to see, how did she start? You don't just wake up one morning and then start saying, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So you have to go through that process. And that process, you put the beautiful part of it. Because it gives you so much joy. You can see that there's growth as well. So, yes, winning that competition last year just reminded me that there is more to come.
Okay, thank you so much. We are wrapping up soon.
I should keep it.
Well done, actually, because when you shared the story of the competition for me, I was like, wow, that's mind-blowing. Well done. I'm so proud of you for taking the bold step to do it. So the next question says, what advice would you give to women who wants to start but feel afraid? women that want to start but they are scared. Oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, am I gonna fail? They are so scared. What advice would you give?
I'd advise them to start anyway. Like I always tell myself, start. You see, that moment of fear, moment of doubt is the best time to start, because once you're able to nurse an idea and you start having fears, it means that you need to take action. Face of having self-doubt and fear, what starts happening is that it is not so easy to get interested. So once you are in that state of having self-doubt and fear, just start it. You never can tell how far you'd go, but if you do not start, you are going to have to go. Let me set an example. Now, I told you that when I wanted to launch Eba Chips, I didn't plan it. I got the picture and then posted it along. If you are, conversant with social media now, today, as of today alone, I saw up to 3 posts on LinkedIn, people talking about Eba, Gary generally, how Gary is good for God's health and all of that. And for a moment, I sat back to ask myself, what if you do not launch this product in February? Somebody might come up with this idea. Because if God gives you an idea and you dwell so much in self-doubt and fear, God is going to give it to another person. It's not going to remain there for you to, there's a place of grace as well. But once you're able to launch an idea to the point of getting scared and doubting yourself, I feel like that's the best time to start, because it helps you before you start getting interested in that in whatsoever it is. Just start it, because it looks like now that we just launched Eba, I'm seeing Gary flying everywhere. People are doing a lot of innovative things with Gary, but till now nobody. Eba Chips is still waiting. But what I'm trying to say is that once you start, now looks like the universe is doing the same thing. The universe is doing something similar. People are doing the same activity around it. And once you start seeing positivity, it pushes you. It just gives you that morale to want to do more, to want to go all out for this thing that you just said, even though you don't know where it's heading to. So that is it. I'll just say, if you have self-doubt and you are scared, that is the best time for you to start. Just start. Clarity will come. You will grow in it, because nobody has it all figured out. Everybody is still figuring it out.
I actually love what you said. Nobody has it. I love what you said. Nobody has it all figured out. I understand that you want to do.
Thank
you want to execute that idea. I understand that you want to execute it, but then you cannot have everything all figured out. Take it step by step. Take it one step at a time, one thing to the other and all. So you can have people around you to support you and all, but then don't give up on the idea. Think about it. She said that when she started her Eba Chips, she had to she started making research on it. She started saying, okay, if she do it like this, do it like this. And she did not overthink it. She just went ahead and launched it. Now I understand that you have the idea, but when the idea comes, do not overthink it. If it is something that you need to execute as soon as possible, make sure that you just go ahead and you execute it. Thank you so much, Chef Abigail. The next one is this is the second to the last question. Where do you see your business in the next 5 years?
I have to think. I have to have a big thought about this. Okay. Currently, I know that Chef Abigail's kitchen and Eba Chips, but again, I think that if I sit down here tonight to tell you, I know where it will be in 5 years' time. I'll be deceiving you and myself. Not because I'm not positive, Not because I'm not thinking positivity, because I know I named the Ever Chiefs a global product because I know it will get to the global stage. So I can wake up tomorrow and Ever Chiefs will shift to the UK, to America, to Canada. But to say that I have a 5-year plan in my head, I'm not so sure about it. But one thing I am certain about is that it is going to grow. It is growing. Because I can't box my product. I can't box my brand. So for me, I have plans on how to make it better, on how to sell my customers better, on how to push my product. But I'm not that person that will sit down and put my product that okay, in the next 5 years we'll be shipping everything outside the country. Before this month ends, we might start shipping outside the country. So when it comes to business, I live a day at a time. I improve on a daily basis, but I don't box the brand. Because tomorrow, next week, I might wake up, I might apply for a grant and we'll be given money, and then you start seeing Ever Girls Kitchen and Ever Chiefs being shipped out of the country. So I don't want to box my brand. I am positive that we will get to the global stage. That is very certain. But where I see it in the next 5 years is on. I hope you understand my illustration.
I see. Yes, I understand. Thank you so much. That was a very good illustration. So the last question, because we're wrapping up, I understand that many of us want us to still ask our questions, but then you can reach out to her privately and ask her questions. The last one says, what would you say to the woman watching right now who feels unseen, unheard, and afraid to step into her purpose? Now we have talked about business, but into our purpose, into what God has called her to do. Some of us, what God has called us to do is also in business. Sometimes it's in ministry. Some of us it is in marriage. Whatever it is, just generally, what would you say to every woman out there? This is your opportunity to say one word or say something that will hit so hard for women out there that they are saying, oh, I cannot do this, oh, I feel afraid, oh, I don't think I can be like Chef Abigail. Do you understand what I mean? So just give us the word.
If you're a woman out there watching this live section, I will tell you that once you discover your purpose, live it, live in it, tread the path. Because the longer you wait, the more you allow fear to grip you, the worse it becomes. Once you discover your purpose, live in it. Because you don't know, and life is too short to be scared or to overthink anything. You are sane. You might think that you are not sane, but the funny thing is that people are seeing the little effort, how little effort you are putting in. People are seeing it, and you'll be shocked to how far you are impacting life, even without saying. So that little effort here and there that you are putting into whatsoever you are doing, people might not tell you, but they are seeing it. They might admire. A lot of people might admire you from far and not be able to tell you. But when you discover your purpose, be courageous enough to step into it, and because nobody knows. We all pray for long life. So that's one thing that keeps me going. We all pray for long life and prosperity. What if that life you are thinking that you want to have, what if you never have it? What if, like some people will say, oh, I want to have it all at once. While you are thinking it, people that are not as good as you are making it, they are taking it. For you that you are so good, because you are overthinking it, you are still behind. And what if you actually never do? That's one question that I used to ask myself. You don't need the whole world to know, but you need to know yourself for people to know you. Live in your purpose. Dear young lady, dear young woman, leave the fear behind you and live in your purpose. That's what I'm saying to any young woman watching this show, podcast, watching this. And even to my younger self, that's what I was saying.
Wow, leave the fear behind. Oh my God. Oh my God, Chef Abigail. Not only are you a chef, you are a woman of wisdom. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was mind blowing. Thank you so much. Wow. So how can people reach out to you? Or your online social media page and all?
Yes. You can reach out to me via social media. Chef Abigail's Kitchen on Instagram, Eba Chips Global on Instagram as well. On Facebook, Chef Abigail's Kitchen. You can reach out to me on Chef Abigail's Kitchen on Facebook as well. On TikTok, we are on all social media platforms. But we are more active on Instagram, Facebook, and Facebook. Chef Abigail's Kitchen.
Thank you so much, Chef Abigail. Thank you. No worries, don't worry. Your Eba Chips is coming to UK, and by the grace of God, it's going global. By the grace of God, by the grace of God. It was so nice having you on board. It is so nice. It is so nice having you on board. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for taking out your time to do this for us. Oh my God, your patience, your word of wisdom and everything. God bless you. We are so blessed to have you. We are so blessed. Do you have any other thing? I think that's all for now.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, the Global Eunice. I am grateful. I am so grateful to be here. I am grateful for the opportunity as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So just say a word of prayer for every young woman out there that they are inspired to be like you, or you are inspiring them. Just pray for them generally.
Gracious Father, we thank you for this session. Thank you for today. I pray that for every young woman out there viewing this podcast, you will enlighten them to show them the way and show them their path in life so that they would walk in it in Jesus' name. I pray that God, every fear that is holding everyone behind, because it's very possible that there will hold people behind that they won't be able to live in purpose. I pray that you break every shackles of fear and give them the grace to live in their purpose. And I pray that God, when we want to live in our purpose, give us long life to eat the fruits of our labor in purpose. I pray that everybody that feels eaten globally in Jesus' name. In Jesus' most wonderful name, I pray. Amen.
Thank you so much. It was nice having Chef Abigail in our midst, the CEO of Eba Chips. Thank you so much. God bless you. The Lord honor you. So we'll meet again on another episode. See you all. Bye.
Bye.